Hey, WFO Universe. Want something for free? Send a self-addressed stamped envelope with plenty of postage, and we'll load it up with free WFO stickers. That's right, I said free. Send your envelope, care of Castello Media /WFO stickers to P.O. Box 848353, Pembroke Pines, Florida 33084. Do it now.
Time to get into it. Joining us now from Gainesville, Florida, he is the new VP of Competition at NHRA, Ned Walliser. Ned, welcome to WFO Radio for the first time. How are you?
Doing great, Joe. Thanks for having me.
I am thrilled. You are at the track that is responsible for the lion's share of my NHRA fandom, and you are doing some big stuff out there at Gainesville Raceway. Why don't you give us an overview of what's going on at the facility?
No doubt, Joe. Things are happening out here, great things, and all in preparation for the Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals 50th anniversary edition. So can't wait for the event to get here. The facility is under renovation, specifically on the racing surface. We have totally renovated the racing surface. We now have 1,500 feet of concrete for all of our racers to race on, as well as a new shutdown pavement area of an additional 1,800 feet. So 3,300 feet in all new racing surface. Can't wait to get here in March.
Wow, that is incredible. Great news. We're super excited to see the photographs. The fact that you're out there on the ground overseeing is tremendous. Now, you already say 1,500 feet of concrete. The track is 1,320. Give me, as best as you can, I know this is one of the longest facilities on the tour, how you guys came up with the balance as best as you can, like what was going to go here, why you wanted full concrete when some are saying we don't need that. Tell me about the recipe. What went into all of this?
Certainly, a lot of folks here at NHRA, we collaborated, put our heads together, and came up with what we thought was the best formula for this terrain. As you well know, in Central Florida, water table is a concern. Sometimes 2 days after a rain, we would get weepers that seep up through pavement, yada, yada. Some of that pertains to the glue and the spray and the additional rubber that we put on that racetrack. So with all of that said, we just felt it would be best to incorporate the entire 1,320 as well as an additional 150 feet plus for some overspray when we spray the racetrack, just so we try to prevent all the weepers, lessen the downtime here at the event, and give the fans the best show we can possibly put on.
Wow, tremendous. Now, this was a record-breaking track, and I want my audience to know, Ned is going to come back at some point in the future, and we'll delve into your background and bio. You've been in and around drag racing for many, many years, but this specific interview, we're focusing on what's going on at Gainesville because we're also excited about it. With Vegas and then Richmond coming on the scene last year, everybody talking about smoothness and how smooth the track is. Are you guys trying to, I would imagine, be on par with those two tracks that as they came online were immediately considered two of the best?
Oh, definitely. That is the utmost concern. We just completed the pour of concrete about 72 hours ago, and we're in the midst of putting the final coat of pavement in the shutdown area. So we will continue to work on that profilograph and make sure that we've done things right and try to provide the racers the best possible racing surface we can give them. You're right. Last year we provided them two great new racing surfaces. Tommy at Richmond put out a great racing surface that everybody raved about, and we want to compete with that here in Gainesville.
Yes, the first 300-mile-per-hour track, and the 50th Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals, a race that has been promoted, maybe more than any other race ever in the history of mankind. I don't know. That's a bold statement, but it feels true to me. Tell me about the decision process to do it this year. The 50th coming up. I know you wanted everybody to see a great show. I'm sure that factored in.
Certainly. As you mentioned just a while ago, my return to NHRA was here in calendar year 2018. So when I came on board, the conversations were already being had regarding the renovation of the racing surface. I got involved in a lot of those conversations due to the competition side, and then was handed the project as to be the lead on it. We have a lot of great people at NHRA that are involved in this and providing lots of information. We just thought it would be best at this time to take care of it. I guess one unfortunate part was to have record-breaking rainfall in the month of December, but nevertheless, we're through that part. We've had a great January so far. The track surface looks awesome. We certainly hope we can compete with those tracks we just mentioned a little while ago and become the best racing surface on the NHRA Tour.
Now, Ned, I know you have tackled many challenges. How does this one rank with some of the other projects that you've done? I know that my family has a background in concrete placing and finishing. I know it is extremely challenging. You already mentioned the weather. That stuff dries. It dries rapidly. You got to stay on it. Tell me about the project. How challenging has it been? What have been some of the things that have been hang-ups that you've had to fight through? I can imagine it has been very difficult.
Difficult, I wouldn't say very difficult, because with any project, if you go in with the right planning, the right thought process, answer those questions up front, try to dive in as deep as you can possibly dive in before the project initiates, you probably answered most of those questions. So as with projects in the past, the same here, we've done that, and we feel we did our due diligence before we started the project. So the result is really a result of the planning, and I think the team at NHRA has put together an excellent plan, and we certainly hope to showcase that here in mid-March.
Wow. Now, is there a company that is the company that you guys use, or do you use a local company according to specs that you create? Or are we getting to the point now where maybe certain companies specialize in racetracks?
Well, you certainly have national brand companies that are involved, whether it be concrete, pavements, or just general contractor. That said, sometimes you utilize regionalized contractors to assist with that. You are always, when you're doing construction, you are always really relying on the resources you have within the region. So, up north you have limestone. Down south you have a little bit different aggregate. You're dealing with a lot of sand base. So there are some differences, but national brand companies that are involved in large concrete and large paving projects are of the utmost importance when you're doing something like this.
When you guys announced internally, or when the word went out, did you get any calls from racers saying attaboy, or offering thoughts, advice, as racers tend to do?
Certainly. You get lots of advice, and all of it is welcome. We just need to decipher what is best for the region. Like I said, at each race facility it differs. We would certainly differ with what we do here in Gainesville versus what we would do in, let's say, Brainerd, Minnesota, due to a freeze thaw. So when you look at all these things, you take all the advice you can. You try to sift through, get the answers you need for the region you're in, and apply the best possible knowledge to the project.
That is excellent. Now, Ned, I know you are out there on the site as we speak, working on things, and so I want to let you go get back to it, because I intend to enjoy the Amalie Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals in March, the 50th ever. It'll be my 40th personally, and so the idea that we're going to have a surface that these crew chiefs are going to be able to get after it, I have no idea what's possible anymore. It's going to be great. I want to let you go and get you focused on finishing it up and bringing it home, but thank you so much for making the time for the WFO Universe. We really appreciate it.
Have a great day, Joe. Thanks for having me.
NHRA's new VP of Competition, Ned Walliser, with us here on WFO Radio from On Location at Gainesville Raceway.
This is WFO Radio.